When people aren't in the best mental state, lots of bad things tend to happen naturally. Or maybe sometimes they're already rotting underneath the surface, right? It's just not visible. Similar to how when you pick up a rock and there's a lot of bugs and parasites and decomposers underneath. This notion became very clear to me when I watched The Whale a few months ago. No, I don't know how long ago. Where the boyfriend of our main character, Charlie, commits suicide. And then after that, Charlie begins binge eating and effectively killing himself in what is a slow and painful process for himself and for everyone around him. Because it is a painful thing to see someone slowly wither away because of their own actions, right? One thing is stuff like cancer and other terminal illnesses, other things are self inflicted long term illnesses. This tragic death of Charlie's boyfriend, who I do not remember the name of right now, is more of a catalyst, right? It acts more as of a catalyst because, at least for me, the way it was portrayed in the movie, it's not like the death suddenly spurred Charlie, Brendan Fraser's character, into this addiction. It merely allowed for it in a more obsessive and unhealthy way, right? The components for that reaction, for that situation, were already there, which was Charlie's not best support system, maybe, and his weakness to certain addictions in times of grief and agony, right? Because they were all there. There's just the chemical reaction waiting to happen for a catalyst, as in the suicide of his boyfriend. And that's what happened. In a sense, these are the inner demons that Charlie had, right? His binge eating habits, let's take those for examples. And they probably were there for a long time, as I said earlier. And sometimes they would come out. Maybe in a bad day, he would eat like 3 bags of chips, right? Or this applies to any addiction, of course, right? Maybe in a worse or better days, you'd fall more victim to these habits and these demons. But the issue is when it goes too much. When it becomes too much and you then allow yourselves to be overwhelmed and these demons overflow you, right? And then that's what becomes the dangerous, more deathly addictions in a sense, right? It is important to understand that the habits that Charlie had of eating were probably already there in some way, shape, or form, and were probably going to be there for the rest of his life. As in the enjoyment of eating, or sometimes maybe getting too carried away with gluttony, right? And that's fine, right? Everyone can have those that we call effectively guilty pleasures, right? Or things that we know are not the best for us, but we're gonna do it either way because like it's not that big a deal. We don't do it that much. The important thing to note is that even though we may have these, and these will not necessarily harm us right now in the moment, it is a fine line to walk before they become dangerous. Because like in Charlie's case, in The Whale, there is just one catalyst away to occur from you going into a massive depression that eventually may end your death or damage to yourself in some way, shape, or form, right? That is dangerous. So yeah, a form of depression, one could say, is the things you already did to a higher extreme, to an unhealthy extreme, effectively. Thanks for watching.